So this is probably my cheesiest title yet. It's a lesson on how to use your mind to turn trash into cash. I think that's hilarious. But anyway, I was driving down the street and I was kind of looking across and I saw there would just be junk, absolute junk piling up in front of people's houses. And it happened every single week and it was like the council collection, right? And I just thought, look at all this old junk. It's absolute trash. And, I thought, this is so unsightly. I wish people could get rid of it or they found another way to get rid of it or council picked it up quicker because it looks disgusting. Anyway, the other day I was walking through my street and I saw someone actually picking up some furniture items or some random old items from these trash piles in front of people's houses, and they were putting it in trailers. And I thought, this person is crazy. They're probably a hoarder. What are they doing? And then fast forward a little bit, I saw this YouTube video, I think it was like from Gary Vee or something, about furniture flipping or kind of flipping. And people were making really good money, like a couple grand a week of flipping people's trash or flipping people's junks on like eBay or Gumtree. And all of a sudden I realized that it was an idea, a difference in ideas that created difference in reality and different results. I was walking around with the idea that this here is trash, and someone else was driving around with the reality that this here is cash. And the only difference was what was being seen in our minds. It was our being, our states of being, and our idea, which is our way of seeing. Our way of seeing was different. And as a result of that, they created different results. They turned trash into cash. They made more cash because of an idea inside of their head. So it's the idea that transforms reality. Now, here's the other thing as well. You don't need to just use this on trash or cash or anything like that. It can apply to all things that you experience in life. For example, I was receiving an email about KFC catering. So I remember in the email, it said like, thanks legend. Has anyone told you you're a legend? And it was just some automated cheesy corporate marketing. And I thought to myself, this is so disingenuous. Like, I don't believe it. And then I thought for a moment, hold on a second. It's because I'm listening and looking at this and receiving it with the idea that it is false, that I'm not a legend and that it's not genuine. And then I thought to myself, what if I actually received this just as an experiment that actually was a legend? What if it was an opportunity to create that feeling and that confidence of being a legend within myself? So I received it and listened to it with a new idea. And I thought to myself, you know what? In some ways I am a legend, in some ways at work, in some ways, around. And that identity, that feeling and sensation of being a legend actually translates to more magnanimous and generous behavior. We do more courageous things. We do things that create the identity of being a legend. And we only notice it because we receive the idea and we accept the idea into our minds. It's a really, really powerful distinction. So let's look at how this kind of works. We've got a witness. Like, it's a really clean kind of observation of reality. We just receive it clear. But between the witness and reality, let's call this reality, that are frames. We have identities, we have beliefs, we have thoughts. And these frames actually impact and distort and create what is coming out from life. So it's the reason why some person can see trash and another person can see cash. It's because frames, beliefs, identities. Now, if you want a different reality, if you want different behaviors, and if you want a different experience, you can't go out here and change it. You can't control life. That's what God's giving you. God is giving and feeding this gift of life to you. You need to change how you receive the gift of life from God. So if we go ahead and throw out complaining, then we're not going to be experiencing anything to complain about. There's nothing to complain about when there's no complaint within you. And if we install the frame of gratitude, then everything is to be grateful for. We have everything to be grateful for. And so our attitude creates our reality, right? And so here's the thing as well. Here's the problem, is that we mistake our beliefs, our identities, and our thinking about reality as reality. We think that our work sucks. We think that our parents suck, if you're a teenager, or this person sucks. Like, we create these judgments and we just think that's reality. Maybe it's a difficult coworker. Maybe it's a particular thing about your partner. You create it inside of you, and then you think it's reality. And that's the problem, is that we get stuck with these thoughts, these identities, these limiting identities. I'm not good enough, I'm a sinner, whatever it may be. And we just think that it's reality. But the moment we gain some awareness, right? And awareness comes from inside out. It comes as a grace. It's a grace thing. You recognize it. You have an insight. Holy Spirit comes upon you. You pray, you meditate, and you gain a bit of perspective. You're able to pull back from all your thinking, your identity. You stop associating with your identity and your beliefs and all these things, and you start getting clearer. And then all these things that you weren't conscious of, you start to become really conscious of. You start seeing that that's what you're creating, and then it means you take responsibility for it. Now it's even extra hard. Like, it's all right if it's just you seeing it. If someone else sees it differently, and the majority of people see it differently, you can change your mind about things, right? But what is really hard is changing your mind when it seems like everyone else sees it the same way. For example, if you were at UNSW, right, a New South Wales university, they changed to trimesters, and a lot of students did not like it. Now, objectively, you might think that trimesters is the worst thing ever, right? You might think that's objective fact. But essentially, it is subjective. It is created by minds and thoughts. There are some people, even if there's one person that believes trimesters is good, it just totally takes the reality of trimesters being bad. It takes it and it just throws it to the ground. And so if you think if something or a person or someone is so set in stone, everybody's judging this person, everybody, including yourself, and you agree with it, then that person is essentially trapped in your judgment, and you've trapped yourself with your own judgment, okay? But if you were to find a way to look at this person differently, to throw out your frame of judgment and see a brand new day, meet them with a brand new attitude, you're going to experience a different reality. And, don't get me wrong. What you're changing here somehow reflects out here. Whether it's you showing up with a smile instead of a frown. A smile can do a world of difference. But it's you showing up with love and a sense of love. I want to share one final thing. Say you're in the office, or you're at work, or you're just out and about, and this person comes in and they're stroppy and they're nasty and they're mean and vindictive. And you start getting really angry with them, like, who is this prick? Why are they coming at me? What a jerk. And you start judging them. They're horrible, they're this, those sort of people are that. Then all of a sudden you realize, and you somehow find out, that their father passed away 2 days ago. What's going to happen is that you're going to shift, you're going to soften your heart and soften your judgment. You're going to feel all of a sudden a sense of compassion for this person. Like, hey, I know you're angry right now, but I'm going to let you be angry. I'm going to have that space. And all of a sudden you bring love to the conversation, and they might slow down and feel love and receive love. And all of a sudden you've created a different person based on an idea. But here's the problem, and here's the tragedy of it all. We wait for a dead father to change our disposition from judgment to love. Why can't you just love from the start? Why can't you choose love? And so this is my final point. Choose an identity and a position of love. Choose to love no matter what. Put the idea in your mind and in your frame of love. Open yourself to seeing with the eyes of love, and you'll create a world of love. You will create different results with people, different results in your business, different results in relationships, and different results with your health. Because what you see is what you create. So that's all for today. God bless. Mwah. And if you would like help with creating, and you want to understand this more, and you'd like to work one-on-one with me, just reach out to my email. I've probably put in the description. If I haven't, just chuck me a comment, and we can talk from there. Wishing you all the best. God bless. thank you, and go out there and see with the eyes of love. Mwah.